Hey guys, Brozan here. This video has been requested a lot since Wildlands. I've got an older one where we showed how to get started with Ocean PvM. There are three main systems that you'll hear us talk about when we talk about the ocean: MIBs, fishing, and PvM. PvM is where we go out and we are specifically targeting NPC crews on ships, and we are farming that to get rares, doubloons, and chances at salvage. We'll talk about what salvage is more in a little bit. So, very first thing, one of your buddies has said, hey man, you got to check out boating. Boating's really fun, really profitable. It's a very different system than anything else you can do on Ultima Online. Very true. This system is complicated. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to have to talk about building a boat. We're going to have to talk about learning a whole new set of hotkeys and things like that. So I don't want you to get a bad impression here from the get-go. Go out there, watch some gameplay videos, see if this is something you're going to like. Second huge piece of advice that I have to give you: do this on test. It's free. You can go on test. There's a ship spawner right here in Pravalia. Go to this, do everything you want to do on test before you invest heavily in this system. It is expensive. It is niche. There are very dedicated people who do this multiple hours a day, every single day, and you're going to be out there on the ocean with them. So go on test first, try this out, see if you like it, and then invest in doing it. Second thing I'm going to talk about before we get anywhere else within this, hang on, I got to turn off a blur. Where's our blur? There it is. That'll make it easier for you guys to see menus. Second thing that's ridiculously important, I can't say this enough. You see this boat sitting in my backpack? You should never ever have a boat in your backpack unless you are at Shelter Island and you've just purchased that boat. Do not ever dock a ship onto the land. Always dock with a Dockmaster. We'll talk about how to do that in a little bit, but I can't stress this enough. If your boat is ever in your backpack, somebody can steal it, somebody can kill you, and you can lose literally tens of millions of gold right then, right there. Do not ever have your boat in your backpack. Always use the Dockmaster menu. All right. Let's talk about the very first thing you have to do ships PvM is get a ship. Most people these days start on a carrack. So we are on test. Obviously, we're going to spawn one. If you are buying a carrack or a galleon, galleon's what I farm on. It's what almost everybody who's established farms on. I say carrack because you're starting out. You got to learn things, and you're not going to farm like I do to start. So anyway, you're going to go out and you're going to purchase one. We're going to talk about the stats to a smaller degree, but the very first thing you got to do is just have a boat to get it wet. So on test, we're going to double click this. We're going to switch this to carrack, and we're going to spawn one in our bag. We double click the boat to bring up the boat menu. That's this giant thing in the center of the screen. On this boat menu, we have multiple tabs: the overview, the crew, the upgrades, the appearance, and the stats. When purchasing a boat, there are stats right now in the Wildlands expansion era that we care the most about. In this order: cannon damage, cannon accuracy, forward speed, tidings bonus, doubloons earned bonus, wake scaler, crew, all the stats for crew, and to a lesser degree, regular ability cooldown and repair stats. This is not true for all builds. It's not true for lots of PvP. In general, when purchasing a boat, go out to the ship's PvM channel and ask for advice. There are many people in there, self-included, who will be honest with you about the value of a ship. Don't overpay. Ask somebody. So anyway, you got a ship. You purchased it. You came on test. You spawned it. It's in our backpack. Double click it to bring up our menu. The very first thing you have to do is register your ship. A carrot costs 125,000 dubs. A gallon costs 250,000, etc. We click that gem. It is now registered. Once a ship is registered, it can be launched. We'll talk about how to do that right now. So I'm going to go to Shelter Island, the Shelter Island docks. You should have bought your boat in Shelter Island, so you really should just run down here. And you're going to mark a rune right here where I'm standing. Shelter Island is your friend. You will come here to do anything boat related. So mark a rune to these docks. I'm going to left click on the Dockmaster. I'm going to press Dock Ship. I'm going to press Add Ship Deed to Dock. And I'm going to target the ship deed that I just generated. Now I have on my Gump an unnamed carrack, and I can press Inspect. We are not going to go over crew and upgrades and appearances right now. We're going to talk about the actual ship and how to drive it. Actually, I lied because we got to wait so long because I actually recalled. I've got 2 minutes. So we are going to talk about it. I'll backtrack that statement. We're going to go back to Prev, and we're going to put some things in our bag. On your ship, you have 3 slots that really drive the stats of the ship. We have an outfitting, a special item, and a crew supply. These vary wildly. There are many of them. You can go out to the wiki and look at what your different options are. You can play with them on the ship editor here. Push info, it tells us what this is. I'm going to grab 3 random ones because you're starting out, and I'm trying to make this video not meta, so we won't talk about what's the best upgrade here. We're just going to talk about how to do them. So I'm going to grab 3. I'm also going to grab 5 crew because a carrack can hold 5 crew. So I'll spawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on test you can max crew loyalty. We'll talk about what that means in a little bit. I'm going to go back to a dock. So I'm going back to Shelter Island. Go to Town Center here, and I'm going to run over to the dock. I will dock my ship again to bring up the ship menu. I will inspect my carrack to bring up my carrack that we're working on. I will push upgrades to bring up the upgrade screen. I can now put my outfitting on. This is custom rigging. It's a specialty item. It pops up this menu telling me what it is, and I confirm that I want to install it. There is a doubloon cost. It cost me 10,000 doubloons to do that. Same with our crew supply and our outfitting. You can see the stats. We're going to confirm we installed it. Crew supply. We're going to confirm that we installed it. We're going to go to crew. Hire new crew member. Target our crew. Confirm that we want it. We're going to go through this process with all of these crew. Where is saving? Hire new crew. All right. So now this carrack has our 3 ship stat altering upgrades on, and it has our crew on it. So we have a ship that will sail. Now, very specifically, I'm not looking at cannon abilities. For those of you who have done this a little bit, we're going to talk about that more in a minute. So, I'm going to click, and this is how we launch our ship. For those of you who want to skip ahead, this is where you should pay attention. We're going to click on the Dockmaster. We're going to push Dock Ship. It brings up this same menu that we've been playing in. You zoom out a little bit so we've got a bit of a view. And we're going to pick that boat that we've been working on. We're going to push Launch. Actually, I'm going to launch my normal ship because it's easier to talk about on that one. I have my ship. I'm going to click out in the water somewhere, and now I have a ship. The ship is now placed into the world. The very first thing I'm going to do is type in bracket embark, and this will put me onto my ship. Alternatively, you can double click on the Tillerman or double click on the status bar and push the embark button. This is a safer way of doing it because you will always go onto your ship if there are multiple allied ships around. Remember earlier I said never, ever, 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 ever have a ship in your backpack. See this dock ship button? That if I push this and then I target the ground, it will put that ship in my backpack. Forget that this button exists. Do not ever, under any circumstances, click this button. You will get attacked on the ocean. It is not worth your ship to what we call dry dock and put that boat in your backpack. So we are, just to jump back a second, we've launched our ship from the Dockmaster. We're single clicking, single click, dock ship. We've picked our ship, launched, clicked out in the water. We've opened our ship gump and we've pushed embark. The next thing you're going to want to do is reload your cannons. Reloading the cannons puts cannon shot inside of our cannons. It does have a timer. You can see it takes so long based on your ship stats to reload. I now am reloaded. The next thing I want to do is bring up my ship hotbars. I don't honestly remember if there's a gump option for this. The bracket command is ship hotbars. You're going to want to create macros for all of this. You can see this down on the bottom of my screen. So I brought up the ship hotbars. This hotbar tells me my ship's hull, what is remaining on my hull, my sails, and my guns. This hotbar shows me my abilities, my cannon abilities that are installed, and it also has a very handy repair gump. And then this is my driving gump. It lets me move the boat, as well as what I am targeting with my cannons. For the purpose of this right now, set your cannons to accuracy and don't ever change it. There are builds out there that you change that on. If you're using one of those builds, you'll know what you're doing. For the vast majority of ocean content, set it to accuracy, forget it exists. You can move your boat with these. You will eventually want to create hotkeys. I will very, very briefly show mine. Forward, say forward, forward left, say forward left, etc. There's a lot of different ways you can hotkey these. Everybody uses something different. I like Shift WASD. So we've gotten on our boat. We've reloaded our cannons. We've brought up our hotbars. Now we need to bring up our crew. So we are going to type ready crew. And now we have crew on our deck. I like to pull up all their health bars to set them right over here. Sorry. All right. Now we've got crew on our boat. You are ready to sail. We have reloaded our cannons. We brought up our crew. We are ready to go look for boats to sink. Let's talk real quick about repairing. You have three different, where's that button? You have three different healths on your boat. They are represented visually by these bars. You can single click them to get readouts. You can also use this gump. You have to have in your pack ship repair kits to utilize the gump. So ship repair kits look like this. We didn't talk about loadout. That was a miss on my part. We will, for doing ship content, you need ship repair kits, large ship bombs, and spyglasses. So to repair, you can see my hull is 90%. I have to have these in my backpack. I can double click them to bring up this gump, and I push repair hull. It is going to it is going to root me for 10 seconds. See, I can't move while I repair. I can attack, I can heal, I can cast spells while I'm doing that. After 10 seconds, I can walk again. There is a combat repair timer. You can only repair so often in combat based on your ship's stats. My ship stats allow me to repair every 2 minutes and 30 seconds in combat. There is out of combat repair. You can repair anytime. If you've been out of combat for 60 seconds, you can repair with no in combat repair cooldown. So you could chain repairs. So we've launched our ship, we brought up our crew, we've reloaded our cannons. Now we want to find a ship to sink. We want to fight an NPC. We're going to use our spyglass, double click it, click on ourself. You can see we've got this menu that popped up, search for ships. Our gem is clicked on ships. We're not fishing, we're hunting ships. And it tells us how far away we could search for ships. We're going to push the search button and it brings up this menu. On this menu, you can see two types of ships, red and yellow. Red ships are aggressive. If I drive close to them, they're going to attack me. Yellow ships are non-aggressive. If I drive close to them, they will not attack me. I have to attack them first, and then they'll go behave just like red ships. There is a third type of ships, gray ships. Those are other players. Gray ships are, you should really run away from those if you're out there. If you spot a gray ship, it means he is a non-allied player, and almost every gray ship on the ocean is a bad guy and will sink you. Also, there are green ships. Green ships are your allies. Those are friendly. Don't sink them. So, we have found a small explorer ship. We've decided that's our target. You can click this gem to see where it is on the actual map, though you won't use this gem very often in my experience. You will instead use the Spyglass E-gem, which will put a tracking arrow up. This tracking arrow will lead you to that ship. So I'm going to click this just so you could see, but I go forward. Forward is moving in the direction of the boat. Forward right moves me forward right with the boat, whereas if I spin, forward right takes me this way. This gump and the macro commands as well are always oriented with the direction of the ship. In ocean, there is no if you're sailing and you push right, you immediately turn right. There is no like drift or anything like that. So I am going to drive towards this boat, and I've now encountered an NPC. This one is a yellow ship, so it's non-aggressive. I'm going to pull their health bars. We can look at these guys. They actually have really cool deco. I do like the way that some of these are dressed up. And if we arms lure these, you could see about how hard they are. So it's a humanoid difficulty of 31.3. Where's the captain? Every ship has a captain. Let's pull over here. Where is the captain? Sorry, having trouble here. There it is. Animal or that. It's roughly double the difficulty. So I've found a ship. I've pulled up alongside it. I've made sure I have cannon shot. I've made sure that I'm PvM set up. We're not talking about PvM specs, but you should have one. This video is intended to be meta agnostic. So what I am right now, a harpooner, will very, very likely change at some point in the future. But you should be set up to kill stuff fast. On a red ship, they would already be attacking me right now. Oops. Sorry, I got to reset a script there. Buffs are screwed up on test right now, so my stuff's spamming me. I have spyglassed. I've made sure that no other players are around me. Nobody's going to come try to sink me. I have this ship on my glass. I've driven up to it. Now I want to fight it. The very first thing we're going to do, there's a bunch of abilities over here. we're not going to talk about those right now because you're just starting out. Your abilities, they have timers. You only get to use them so often. If you are on a bear ship, you're going to use cannon fire. I'm going to click my cannon fire gem. I'm going to target this ship. As soon as I target, these guys are going to start attacking me. My crew is going to start attacking them. I'm going to start attacking the crew. So we're shooting at them. You can see we get a readout down here on the left of how much damage we did to each part. We've damaged their sails. We've damaged their hull. You're going to have to ignore the macro spam on the top of my screen. After my cannons have cooled down, I can shoot my cannons again. We're going to wait. See where cannons cooling down. You can get a readout over here of how long before you can shoot your cannons again. We're going to shoot again. And now you can see the whole of this ship is almost gone. And I'm doing this on purpose. The ship has sank. That means I cannot board them. I cannot loot them. I did get doubloons for sinking the ship. I got 1,897 doubloons for sinking that ship. That was a mistake. We don't want to sink the ships. So what we can do better, instead of bringing their hull to 0, we want to bring either their guns or their sails. Currently, right now, it is 33% to board. That might change. We want to bring either their guns or their sails to 33% so that we can board them. Let's drive up on a new ship. This one's red. Red is aggressive. So you can see I haven't fired. They immediately started attacking me. My crew started attacking them. If you look at these health bars, I want to break either sails or guns. I am going to use an ability here that I know will break sails. So I'm going to use Bone Shot. These are things that you will get used to, your abilities. I'm not going to go super in depth with them, but this is how you use them. I'll go to the gym for Bone Shot. You can hotkey this as well. I'm going to click on the sails of the other ship. You should generally shoot the sails of the other ship. Now look, we broke their sails completely. They have no sails. Anything under 33% gives me the ability to board their ship. I'm going to double click my rope. I'm going to choose what all I want to send over there. I want to send everything because I want my crew to come help me kill them. Generally, you will too. We're going to click the send boarding. We're going to click on the ship. Now we're on it. Now we're doing regular PvM stuff. We're going to kill these NPCs. We're going to loot them. As you can see, really good loot. Almost 2,000 raw currency on just the regular guys on the hives. And this guy has 1,500. So we've gotten the loot from this ship. They're dead. We got the message that the ship's hold has unlocked. Very first thing I'm going to do is recall boarding. This tells my crew to go back to my ship. If I leave my crew over here, I run the chance of damaging them, doing something else. I'm going to go to the hold. I'm going to open it, and I'm going to loot what's in the hold as well. Once the ship I've completely finished it, I'm going to go back to my ship. I'm going to type embark. And I am now back on my ship. I have two options now. I need to sink this ship. I could come back to my ship. I'm going to show you what we would do in a case like this. I'm going to shoot it. And eventually its hull's going to reach 0 and it's going to sink. Now, wonderful thing about ship content. I got those dubs for that sinking. They went straight in my hold here. I can throw all of my loot into this hatch. And now I weigh nothing again and I can keep doing ocean PvM. It's like a giant pack horse. Excellent, excellent system. All right, and we're going to find another ship. This is a large. Larges are harder. So we sank 2 smalls. The ship sizes are small, medium, large, Carrack Galleon, long ship, ship of the line. When you're starting out, you really need to focus on smalls and mediums because they're easier. They have less crew on them, they have less cannons, they do less damage to you. I'm going to show you what a large looks like now. We're going to go up to the ship. This is an aggressive ship. It's red, so he shot me as soon as I came on screen. I'm going to use abilities to board so that we go quicker here. I pushed the wrong ability. So we've broken a little bit of sails, a little bit of guns, and a lot of hull. We do not want to accidentally sink this. We might, anyway. We did. NPCs are messed up on test right now. They've already got some of their hull broken. So let's find a new target. We'll do another small. You see, let me start over. I pushed my spyglass hotkey, which double clicks the spyglass, clicks on my status bar, tracks ships. I found a red ship to fight. I'd click the tracking arrow, and now I use my gump or my hotkeys to drive over to it. Now because this has hull damage to it already, I'm going to change to sail mode, and I'm going to regularly shoot this. This means that more of my regular cannon shots register on the sails. For special abilities, cannon abilities, this isn't relevant because they hit all ship parts. And so you want to use accuracy just to get a bonus. You should be spyglassing this whole time in case a player tries to sneak up behind you. We're going to shoot it again. Now we have the ability to try to board it. You see, their sails are now damaged enough. We're going to bring up our rope. We're going to hit target ship. And we failed. 65% chance that we boarded that. We failed to board it. So we need to shoot it some more. Or we could have just tried to board again. Now we're going to board. We're going to kill these. Same thing as last time. Try not to get ourselves dead. We're going to loot. We're going to loot. Look at that. 5,000 raw currency. We're going to recall boarding. Send our crew back. We're going to loot the hatch. Now we're going to, I don't need to for this ship, but I want to show you what bombs do. So we're going to double click a large ship bomb in my pack. Large ship bombs do a lot of hull damage. They tick down for 10 seconds. When they explode, they do a lot of hull damage. I double clicked that bomb, I double clicked that bomb to turn it off. I was standing on the ship. It was about to blow up. I don't want to blow up with it. If a player has placed a bomb on your ship, you can click on the bomb itself or on the numbers that come over its head to extinguish the ship bomb. Ship bombs do a lot of hull damage. Now, this one has 159 hull, but we're going to place it. We're going to go back to our ship. We're going to watch that tick down. And when that bomb explodes, it's going to do, on my ship, roughly 2,500 hull damage. It gets multiplied by a few things that we're not going to dive deep into today. Base ship bombs do 1,000 hull damage. That's what you really need to know. I'm almost out of cannons, out of cannonballs. I need to reload. While I'm reloading, I have to wait before I can shoot again. So we've talked about how to go about farming this stuff. We've talked about how to board, percentile boarding, how to kill the mobs. You're ready to go out and fight. I think that should get you pretty well set up. And I hope that you've found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Go to Ships PvM, ask anybody there, comment below on the video. The ships community can be very, very aggressive. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's a lot of us, self-included, who are pirates. We go out and we kill other players. But there is also a great community of players who want to help others get into the content. Do not be afraid to go ask questions. It is an extremely rewarding system. It is an extremely fun system. And overall, I think that you would be very well benefited by going out and trying it. Try it on test. Last thing to show you, we've gone out, we farmed, we got all our loot, we're carrying it back. We come up to a Dockmaster. We're going to left click the Dockmaster, hit Dock Ship. Brings up this menu again. There's a shipping crate button. Shipping crates go to the banned spot of your house. I'm on test, I don't have a house right now. But if I push shipping crate, it would send that crate to my house where I can go pick it up. Everything that is in your hold gets placed in the crate. If you do not do that, when I push Dock Ship and my ship goes back on the Dockmaster menu, see there's the ship I was on, all of my loot is now sitting under my feet where I landed. So you really want to avoid doing that because this stuff's heavy. In just the very brief time we were doing that, we pulled in 20,000 raw currency. So be very, very careful about how you dock. If you're docking at a private Dockmaster, a lot of people like to set up their bank vaults or a distro chest at the Dockmaster. If you're docking anywhere that doesn't have that, make sure you use your shipping crate. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Really enjoy making this content. Please, please, please push like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what we can go over better. Tell me what you feel like I glossed over that we could have went further in depth. And let's make some more of these. Get you guys out there boating. Thanks, everybody.